All right, so in this video, we're going to look at some different ways of breathing. And here I'm going to start at a low intensity, so I'm below my first threshold, and I'm breathing freely, so you can see about 20 breaths per minute, just a little bit underneath. RF, respiratory frequency on the screen, about 2 liters, 3 liters per breath, and about 45 liters per minute. So this is what's going on when I breathe freely. I'm not trying to slow down or increase the rate of breathing. I am just letting my body do what it wants to do. And I'm just, like I said, pushing 110 watts. My first threshold at this point is around 130, 140. So I'm leaving a little bit of margin. And in a few seconds here, I'm going to start to modify my breathing. You'll see it appear on the screen. So look at those numbers, 20 breaths a minute, 2 liters per breath, about 40, 50 liters per minute. And in just a couple seconds here, I'm going to start to hypoventilate. So I'm essentially going to slow down my breathing. So you can see my respiratory frequency decrease. I'm going to drop below 10 breaths per minute. And I'm going to double my tidal volume, so the volume per breath. So you can see here in a couple breaths, I've gone up to 4 liters per minute, 4 liters per breath. And I'm still around that 40, 45 liters per minute. So the total ventilation or ventilatory exchange is the same, but the frequency is about half of what it was before. The volume is double, and this is going to increase the CO2 retention a little bit, and it is going to give you some better oxygen availability inside the muscle itself. So this is ideal for this type of effort. You want to lower your frequency, increase your volume, and maintain good control. Again, I'll remind you, more CO2 means that your oxygen can go into your muscle more easily. And this is good news for your performance in general. It's also good for your brain to see that you're nice and controlled. Now I am switching and I'm hyperventilating, still at that low intensity. So I'm going up to about 30 breaths a minute. You could see tidal volume dropping to about 1.5 liters. This is not ideal. The faster you breathe, the harder the effort is going to feel. The difficulty of effort is coupled to your breathing frequency. So your brain reads higher respiratory frequency as a harder effort. So your best bet is to stick with a low rate of breathing and a high tidal volume. Now we're going to switch to a high intensity interval. So I'm going to go up to 250 watts, which is just above my second threshold being around 230, 240 here. And I'm going to maintain this controlled hypoventilation, so lower rate of breathing. And this is the start of the effort. So obviously I'm not feeling the load yet onto the legs, but you can see that I'm still maintaining that about 20 breaths a minute, and tidal volume is increasing progressively. It's going to go up towards that 4 liter that we saw before. Again, still maintaining that low respiratory frequency, below 20 breaths a minute. Volume is still going up, and I'm staying in control, right? This is my first minute at 250 watts. Now I'm almost back to my 4 liters per minute. And in a few seconds, we're going to switch to the fifth and last minute on that 5-minute interval. So again, you can see my breathing is still below 20 breaths a minute, slowly creeping up towards that 4 liters per breath. And now let's switch to the last minute, the 5th minute on the interval. All right, here we are. You could see that I'm still maintaining 20 breaths a minute. I'm still holding that 4 liter plus per breath, and I'm staying in control, right? And this is always a good idea, even on the high intensity efforts, if you can manage it. If you haven't built up the coordination and the awareness yet, you have to work up to that progressively. Don't start with high intensity and trying to control your breathing. Start with the easy stuff that I showed you before, and then work up progressively through the intensity spectrum. But if you hold a higher frequency, you're going to have a higher RPE and a higher stress for the brain, right? So even at high intensity, it's a good idea to maintain that lower frequency, that higher tidal volume, and again, better oxygen availability for your muscles by doing that as well. Now I'm going to come towards the end of that 5-minute effort. I'm going to show you some controlled hyperventilation. So I'm going to increase my rate of breathing. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I'm going to increase drastically my rate of breathing. You can see that I'm trying to maintain the volume. So I'm not hyperventilating out of control. My respiratory frequency has almost doubled in a couple seconds. I went from 20 to 40, and my tidal volume has stayed around that 4-liter mark. So I've doubled the amount of air that I'm moving, and the advantage of doing this after you've stopped a high-intensity interval is that you'll be able to decrease your CO2 levels really quickly and come back to a baseline after about 20, 30 seconds. So by doing this, you'll be able to really decrease your rate of breathing. Again, not right away, but about 30 seconds after the effort. And your heart rate is going to come down faster. And like I said, about 30 seconds into your rest interval, you'll be able to calmly breathe and be controlled and get ready for the next interval or for the rest of your session.